Hello, and welcome to Did You Mean to Say That, the podcast where we did not mean to say that. I'm your co-host, Bobby.
And I'm your co-host, Erin. Welcome back to season 4.
Welcome back.
This is season 5 now.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're filming at the same place that we filmed last week. And there's just like so many different options of places to film in here. And I told Bobby that we should like do a different one every week for the next like 5 weeks and then have you guys vote on which set you like the best.
And that's where we'll stay.
And I think each time we change a set, it should be a new season. So last week was season 4. This is season 5. Next week will be 6.
If I had to vote, I liked the couch better.
I do like the couch better than this, but I like this. But I can think of at least 3 other options. So we'll see how many more seasons of this we do in the next 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Love it. I love it here.
Oh, I love it here.
And like honestly, I love our friends, but like it's a little bit better without them. I'm not gonna lie. Like I love their energy.
I was gonna say the opposite because of the energy.
And okay, I fully agree, but like it just feels so like professional when we show up here with our equipment and we're
That's
like,
true.
Beep, heading to the studio.
Literally not supposed to be here.
Yeah. Well, no, we're good till 9.
Yeah.
Well, we don't live here.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But like whatever, you know. I didn't like that.
We heard a scary noise.
Happy October. It wasn't October last time we filmed.
It wasn't?
Yes, it was. It's October 8th right now. Can you do that?
Oh.
I could never be the parrot.
She's freaking out because the parrot and...
He's in Tampa.
Mm-hmm. I'm so sorry, guys. This
like,
is a horrible
so serious,
intro.
but like she's freaking out because the parrot is in Tampa is so funny. Also, why aren't they just leaving?
Because no one will take them with the bird, and she has other pets.
Like they won't have anywhere to be.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
And I just think, like, if you're a hotel in a disaster, take the fucking parrot.
No, like it's weird as fuck.
Justice for Carl.
Seriously, no, like that's so fucked up.
I know. And did you hear about all the birds that are in the eye of the storm? It's like a thing. Like, birds get caught in the eye, so, like, they can't go anywhere out of it. They have to stay in the eye until it's over. So, like, flamingos at some other hurricane, like, were up in, like, North Carolina and then died because it's not tropical there. Birds of a feather.
Oh my god, that's so horrifying.
And sad.
Yeah, no. By the time this, like, while we're filming, the storm hasn't happened yet. But it is, like,
approaching.
Hours away.
No, tomorrow night now.
Well, oh, okay. I thought tonight it was already starting.
I don't think so. They keep changing it because it's moving really slow, but the winds are so fast around it.
Which, honestly, it moving slower is more fucked up because it's just picking up. It's growing.
Mm-hmm.
Because, as I found out, the Gulf is 87 degrees right now, which is not correct for this time of year. And warm water is what feeds hurricanes.
Oh.
So it's like actually literally a direct result of global warming, which obviously we knew, but like
For sure.
climate change deniers, what more do you need to hear? The water is uncharacteristically warm, warmer than it should be.
Having record level hurricanes.
And then feeding hurricanes that shouldn't be as big as they are because of how warm the water is. Like, what's not clicking?
Do we think the animals that swim in the ocean, like, pretty high up, or, like, they know what's up, so they go super far down? Probably.
I don't know, because I do think that there are animals too close to shore. Like, it's not really about depth. It's about, like, distance to shore.
So they're just gonna die.
That get, like, swept.
That's really sad.
It's really sad. What's really fucked up, I follow a girl on TikTok I have for years who lives in Tampa. And she kind of made like a PSA that was like, I haven't evacuated in 15 years. I know that it's hard to evacuate. I have braved storms before, but like, this is not that. You need to leave.
Yeah, that's what everyone is saying.
Because one of the main factors, because of the fact that it just happened 11 days ago and was pretty bad.
The debris.
The debris and she said there are people who have entire houses worth of belongings out on the street still.
Mm-hmm.
And like, those are going to be A, flung around in the wind, and B, like swept with the rushing water.
Yep.
Like imagine getting hit by a couch that's going 50 miles per hour.
I can't.
Or higher, because the winds can get up to like 180.
Mm-hmm.
Like cars don't even go that fast.
Oh my god, it's gonna be awful.
Yeah. They're saying it's an unsurvivable storm. It's the worst storm that has happened in 100 years.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I'm hoping that...
A miracle happens?
Yeah, just like, sometimes people
Sometimes it's
say
like,
it's going to be the
ooh.
worst thing ever. And it goes the other... Even if it hits like a different area, even at the same speed and strength, like I feel like it'll impact them differently just because of where Tampa Bay sits.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it goes to the right, like maybe it'll impact a city that's not as water. I don't know. I literally don't know. But
So yeah.
it's super fucked up. But do you want to know like a fan theory that Mackenzie was seeing and told me about earlier?
Fan theory's crazy, but yes, I do.
I know. So apparently there are a ton of ancient Native American burial grounds in Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all protected. Like you can't build on them, you can't go on them, they're all protected.
Okay.
And some guy last August, which is crazy, accidentally dug up a body while he was trying to expand his driveway because he didn't know it was there, and I guess he must have like crossed the line while doing it, but his house isn't crossing the line.
Okay.
So when he went to extend,
It was in the
he
burial.
found the body, and ever since that body has been dug up, Tampa Bay hasn't been hit directly by a storm in like 100 or 200 years. Until last...
Well, it's been hit with storms, just not to this degree.
I think like directly head on, like bad hurricanes.
Oh, okay.
It has not.
Yeah. Because when I lived there were definitely like tropical storms and stuff.
Oh yeah, not a hurricane. Totally fine. Survivable if you
In
will.
my experience, it's always been cursed, but that's scary.
Not in this way. Whew. Yeah, so I think it was November, was kind of like the first one. Like one of my coworkers' car like drowned.
Mm-hmm.
But she was on the second floor. It didn't reach her. So like it was really bad flooding because of storm surge, but it wasn't like insane, but it was still like, that's fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And now this one last 11 days ago, and then this one that's happening, and then there's 2 more hurricanes brewing in the Atlantic Ocean currently right now.
Ugh.
That are set to hit this area. So that's like the fucked up part is, I think that's what people are so worried about with evacuation is like, when can you go home? You're basically like choosing to move at that point because...
And
Yeah.
there's so many people that haven't even gone home yet from the first one.
Exactly.
It's also important to remember that Florida doesn't have basements. So, like, if there was a bad tornado here, we would go in a basement and
Yeah.
hope for the best.
Well, in a hurricane, you would never go to the basement. You would want to go like as high as you can.
Not necessarily if the wind's gonna take out your house.
The wind, yes, but like flooding wise, you don't want to be in a basement.
That's true too.
Yeah, your basement would
But they don't
flood
even have
immediately.
like tornado shelters.
Yeah.
Like they have in like Wizard of Oz.
For sure. Well, that's why they board up their windows. I feel like the winds are not as...
Well, it depends on the storm.
That's true.
Because
This one's gonna be fucking insane. You just need to leave. Oh, it's really fucked up and it's really sad.
sending love to all of our Floridian fans.
Seriously, actually.
Yeah.
I'm really scared and it's really fucked up.
Yeah, me
And
too.
it's just like every single day we're just watching like climate change get closer and closer and closer and closer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so
It's so scary.
crazy and scary because what do we do? So yeah, I mean, not to start the episode off with one of my we're all gonna die soon rants, but it's kind of looking like it.
Yeah.
However, speaking of digging up bodies on accident, did you see the girl on TikTok
No.
and Twitter and everywhere going absolutely viral?
Nope.
Okay, so this woman posted a TikTok because she has like a little sunroom.
Okay.
and she has like her office like desk area in there.
Yeah.
And she came back after a night of not being in there. Her computer screen was shattered. There was like shit all over her desk. One of her shelves was like hanging on by a thread. Like it was just like super weird. She somehow knew that like no one had come in from outside of their house into this area.
Okay.
And then she was like, it's a little weird because yesterday my husband and I were digging because we want to put a fence in, and we dug a hole that we had to remove a tree out of, and it's called like a blood something tree, by the way, that someone planted. And while they were digging, they found they could tell that it was like rolled up rug, like rolled up carpet, like 4 feet underground.
Oh no.
And they couldn't dig because they had like concrete near, like they couldn't dig all the way. So she kind of started freaking out and was like, that's a little weird, like maybe it's a ghost that was like fucking with my stuff, but like I can't do anything about that, like I can't dig that, and like whatever, and was just gonna kind of like leave it. People went absolutely feral and were like, you absolutely need to call the cops. Like, there's 100% a body in there. Like, who the fuck buries rolled up carpet? Like, what the fuck? So she went on this, like, week-long, like, escapade. She, like, ended up calling the cops. They brought an excavator out. They brought homicide out. They brought forensics out. They brought dogs out to sniff. And they did the thing that they do when they smell human remains. And they both, like, sat on the hole independently of one another. Like, they brought 2 different dogs.
At different
had
times.
them do the same thing, and they did the exact same thing, sat in the exact same spot, which is what they do when there's human remains. So then it turned into a whole thing. They ended up excavating it, and it was nothing. There was no body in there. But...
So it's a zombie.
It's probably blood, which I presume is still connected to a murder, because you didn't, like, cut yourself shaving, get blood all over the carpet, roll it up, and bury it underground.
Yeah.
So I think it's still being like investigated, but there was no like body recovered. But anyway, all that, and then I'm watching it and I realize she lives in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh no.
Isn't that insane?
Mm-hmm.
Like she went like nationally absolutely viral on every platform. There were like stan Twitters. This is how I saw it. Like a Taylor Swift stan Twitter was like, here's everything that's happening with the girl with the rug thread, and was like covering it on Twitter by posting that girl's TikToks.
Do I live under a rock? I have heard no whispers of this.
Interesting, because it was Stan Twitter that made me find it, and like that's kind of your vibe. Not your vibe, but like
what I'm on.
That's your timeline.
Well, so what? There's no body.
It was super anticlimactic, yeah, but it was crazy.
Oh.
I still think there's foul play afoot, and like someone did something and put that fucking rug down there, because in what world are you rolling up a rug and not taking it to Goodwill or the trash? You're burying it underground?
Maybe it was the rug the tree came in. I don't know.
That was the other thing. It was like a baby tree that had been planted like somewhat recently, because it wasn't like a full-grown tree.
Oh, okay.
And it was called like a blood something.
Totally.
Which they only know because the label for the tree was in the ground, buried with the rug.
Well, that actually furthers my theory that it was like a rug that a tree came in.
I don't think they roll trees up in rugs.
Sometimes.
When?
I don't know.
Have you purchased a
I'm just thinking like one of those big like industrial rugs that they wrap like plants in. It's a thing.
It had like fringe.
Oh, it's not like that.
Like it was like a carpet or a rug.
Yeah, no. I'm thinking like I can't think of the material, but you guys know what I'm talking about.
A rug?
It's like I don't know. Just never mind.
I'm not familiar, but
that
like...
story was anticlimactic.
I know.
I thought you were going to say something fucked up and crazy.
I'm sorry, but like that's exactly what happened to me. I'm like reading this whole thread. I'm so invested. And then I'm like, why don't I get to the end before I waste my whole day on this? And then I scroll down and it's like nothing was found.
Nothing.
But again...
I mean, it is weird.
I do still think that they found something. It's just they didn't find a body.
They didn't find answers.
But it seems like a cold case is gonna be warmed up now.
Speaking of warming up,
Oh, perfect.
I need to redact my statements about Chappell Roan because I'm back on her.
Oh my god, amazing.
I saw this thing on my YouTube like feed that was like an old ass interview like before she was famous, and she was just like super cute and like very like into her art. And then I started watching like newer ones, and I was like, I'm a stan again.
Oh, thank God.
So I'm back.
Oh.
Sorry, Chappie. I know she cares so much what me, a white man, thinks, but
Yeah, that was a dark period for me when you didn't like her.
now I do again. So
Thank God. And how could you not? How could you hear Pink Pony Club?
I love Pink Pony Club.
It is.
I love every song except Hot to Go.
Me too. I don't even care about Hot to Go. I never liked it. Like, it's fine and it's cute and it's fun, and I like that people like that dance or whatever. I did like when she was performing at some festival.
Oh, and everyone was doing it.
Well, that's so cute. But then
Chills.
she was like, oh, VIP thinks they're too cool to do the dance. You guys don't want to have fun? And was
I
like
love
screaming
that,
at
too.
them. So cute. I just really love her. I just thought she was being a little daft.
For sure, but
What do I give a fuck? It's not like I stopped listening to her music last week. Like, are you kidding?
I don't listen to her music really on my own time, but I hear it enough, so we're good.
That's so true. I listen to it a lot.
I listen to Pink Pony Club, actually. I think that song is so beautiful and so good and deep.
Gut-wrenching.
Yeah.
It's so sad and insane.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet that was like, what emotion you feel about that song is really like the spectrum of like queerness.
Yeah.
Like, if you're straight, then you're just like, oh my God, I love this club bop. And if you're queer, you're like, damn,
Uh-huh.
that is so fucked up.
Yeah.
When she screams, God, what have you done?
That's the part. I just got chills right now thinking
Her
about it.
melody, it's like, she is truly a musical genius. Like, where she chooses to mix the words with the melody, with the inflection, like, it is,
Oh, for sure.
it punches you in the gut.
Yeah.
No matter what she's saying, except for HOTTOGO, because what are we talking about?
So catchy,
But
but
still fun.
didn't age well for me.
Okay.
You know
then
what I
that's
mean?
Fine.
Like some catchy songs, like I'll listen to over and over.
Speaking of didn't age well, after our conversation last week about the twink, whatever, I was in the presence of someone who literally called someone a twunk. And I was like, damn, that is fucked up.
That is like the twink thing. I can see how some people use it like not in that way, but saying someone is a twunk is literally like there's no positive connotation there.
No. He's the sweetest guy ever.
Whoa, I hate him. Just
No,
kidding.
he's so.
I probably love
he's
him.
one of the nicest people I've ever met. He is. English is not his first language, I will say.
And he knows twunk.
Well, he's gay and he's been here for a long time.
Okay.
But it still wasn't his first language. So he doesn't always understand all the nuances of, like, you know, pop culture or, like, things. But what's fucking crazy is the person that he was talking about is the person that our most viewed episode is all about. And to be fair, he wasn't saying he gained weight. He was saying he got buff.
Oh.
So, like, even and like you were saying, like, I'm sure there are
You just
skinny
can't
people
win.
who want to be buff. And, like,
Yeah.
that's exactly, he just wanted to be healthier and have a good summer and work out and work on himself.
Yeah.
And now, in my opinion, he looks hotter than ever. And now he's not a twink because he's so strong
You can't win.
that he could lift you up. Insane.
That is insane.
Yeah. And I don't even know if he ever was a twink. I don't know if he's a bottom. I don't know his vibe. Like, he never gave me twink energy, no matter how skinny he was.
Well, my whole thing is like, we just need to like banish it as like a way to describe people.
For sure.
And when I posted that TikTok, it kind of blew up. Not like blew up, but it got like 80 likes, and people were like
I
commenting.
did see the comments. They were interesting.
The one person was supportive, other person was
There were like two people that were like, I think it's important for the history and the culture, and like,
I
not
was
everyone
like-
means it like that. I'm like, well, watch the episode because we talked about that.
That's what I'm saying. And I replied to the one guy with like paragraphs.
I saw,
And
and he never answered, I don't think.
No, and I was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Get off my page.
Exactly.
Actually, watch the podcast, please. So yeah, whatever. I stand by it.
One of my topics that I wrote down, and I'm not sure what I meant by this anymore, was we're kind of like a parody of a real podcast, and I think that's hilarious and amazing.
Were you high?
Probably.
A parody of a real podcast.
I know what I was talking about.
Okay.
Because we were saying how we didn't have any topics this week, and like how, you know, those episodes sometimes flow better because we're just like chatting. Well, one, because of all the fucking technical issues we have, a real podcast would never.
Yeah.
But just how we're like, and my next topic is, and we're just like, what's your topic? Like, people don't really like acknowledge the topics when they're doing a podcast. They're just having like a free flowing conversation.
Well, then we should stop.
I think it's funny though. I love us.
Okay.
And I think it's funny how we're like pretending to be famous and like pretending that like things that happen on real podcasts are happening to us when they're not. Like,
when you said pretending to be famous, like my feelings were hurt. I was like, babe, what are we then?
We are.
Yeah. That's how you manifest stuff, is by acting like it's already happening.
100%. That's how anyone who's famous is famous.
Or nepotism. I wish. Have you been seeing? I'm sure you have. I've been retweeting all of them. The Gaga tweets.
Have you seen the movie?
No, I heard it's awful.
Oh, I heard that too, but Phil's went and saw it, and he was like, I didn't think it was awful at all. I thought it was good.
Well, Sarah Elise told me it was good. But her and Phil's now are the only two people to tell me that it's good. So
I think that the way that he explained it made it make sense why everyone thinks it's awful, but it's not really awful.
I probably would like it because I
love
love a musical with old jazz songs.
And he said it's not really like a musical. Like, they don't like
break out into
song. It's like very much like portraying his mental illness. Like, when he kind of starts to like space out and like daydream, he's daydreaming in musical form. So whenever they're doing a music number, that's when you know it's like not real life.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I think it's amazing. And
is it really long? Probably.
I don't know.
I would assume.
But I do really want to see it.
I never saw the first one.
Oh, it is.
Is it really good?
Like, top 20 to 30 movies of all time, I would say. Like, it is.
Wow. Okay.
It's just so good. I'm partial. I love Joaquin Phoenix, like, down bad. Like,
okay.
Love him. But it's just, like, an amazing story, amazing shots, like, cinematography. Like, it's just so good.
Okay.
And it's so... I just love that take on it. Like, I'm loving, like, the Batman. Like, I'm loving, like, a story that already exists, but then taking, like, a very dramatic, like, very real take on, like, this superhero shit.
Okay, yeah.
Like, it's so... He's just a guy. Like, he's not, like, a superhero villain. He's just a man who has mental illness.
Gotcha.
And I also love, like... It's why I love Wicked. Like, I just love seeing, like, a villain origin story.
Do you like Maleficent?
No, but I would.
Wait, we've talked about this before.
Absolutely love that same type.
You
of
need
vibe.
to watch it. The
I
second
know, I
one's
really
also
do.
really good. We've literally had this conversation on the podcast.
And I really do want to watch it. Is that the one with
Angelina Jolie? And it's like the story is so tragic and beautiful.
Yeah, and that I love, like, when you already know a story and then they go back and give you, like, someone else's backstory. Like, I love that for some reason.
No, I love it too. I want them to do it more. Like, I want Ursula, Captain Hook.
Oh, exactly.
Every Disney villain.
Have you seen Hook?
Yeah, but, like, that was still kind of, like, about Peter Pan.
Okay.
I want, like, a proper Hook.
His life. That's why I love Wonka. Did you see it?
No. Levi didn't want to watch it with me. Levi, can we watch it?
Yeah.
I'll watch it by myself.
You have to watch it by yourself. It's so fucking good.
Cool, I will. Wasn't that another musical that they didn't promote as a musical?
I didn't know it was a musical, although I do fear that they did promote it as such. Like, I think there's songs in the trailer. But it's very tastefully done. Like,
I
it's
would
not
love
annoying.
that. I forgot about it.
It's so good. And Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Wizard of Oz are two of my favorite movies of... Oh, that's okay. The light died, whatever. You know, whatever. New set, new problems. I don't know. But Yeah, so anyway, Wicked and Wonka, love them. Whatever, who the fuck cares? But I cut this out of one of our episodes because it was going on for so long that I had to. But the Batman, I love, 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 love. Would die for Robert Pattinson. And they have a series right now on HBO called The Penguin, who is one of the villains in Batman. And it is literally his, like, origin story. And it's, like, everything from his perspective. And they're giving you so much backstory on, like, him and all the villains and, like, the gangs and the mobsters in
Gotham.
And so it
I'll
is
watch it.
so well done. Episode 3 was last night.
Oh, it's not like all at once. Hate.
Well, wait until it is.
True.
But Colin Firth,
Yeah. Oh, love.
fat suit,
Oh yeah, I've
insane
seen
makeup.
the pics.
He's like fucking Irish or something. He's doing like a full Italian New York mobster.
Hey Tony, get over here.
And you, like, every single time that we always watch, like, they do like a inside the episode type thing and they kind
Love
of walk
when
you
they
through
do
it.
that.
It's so good. Every time he comes on the screen, I'm like, I fucking forgot again that's him.
Unrecognizable.
He is so immersed in the character. It's just absolutely incredible. It's so
I
well
love that.
done. I cannot recommend it enough. It is tying the story together so well. I'm so excited for the next one.
Mm-hmm.
But my favorite is in Gotham, there's a family called the Falcones.
Okay.
And there's kind of like a gang mob war between them and the Mulroneys. Mm-hmm. And there's a daughter of the Falcones who was in like their psych ward, prison, the most fucked up place you can go as a criminal
Okay.
for like being a serial killer, which we're starting to figure out. I think she didn't actually do it, but I don't know.
Whoa.
But the whole next episode is all about like her and her origin story.
Oh, cool.
And she's fucking crazy. And like, I'm so obsessed with her. Like, every time she's on screen, I'm so captivated. Like, she is
Well, that's exciting.
doing amazing things.
Okay, well, I'm gonna rewatch the Batman and then watch the show.
Yeah. And I did mean to tell you, because you had said like you didn't really care for it, which like I didn't either. But when you think about it as like the Batman's introduction, like it's really like a foundational movie that's setting up the rest of the series.
Did you know that Zoe Kravitz wrote Lavender Haze and then Taylor Swift like reworked it as Lavender Haze? And that's why Zoe Kravitz has writing credits on it, and she also has writing credits on Vigilante shit. You didn't know this?
No.
Now you know.
I love Zoe Kravitz.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I think that her Catwoman is 1,000 times sexier than Halle Berry's Catwoman. Not to pit women against each other, but like, it did something for me.
It was really good.
And whoa.
They are making a second Batman, right?
Yeah, they're gonna make, I think 3 is like what's
Cool.
doesn't come out till October 2026.
That's a long time away.
I know.
Like, how long does it need to take?
2 years apparently.
The Gaga tweets, it's like, Joker, I'm gonna kill myself, and then it's like, Harley, and then it's a video of just like, people. Have you seen these?
Yeah, I've seen them all on your page.
They're so funny.
They're really funny.
So I've been loving those.
Yeah, they're super funny. I'm still stuck on the Zoe Kravitz thing, though, really quickly.
Yeah.
Did you say that Zoe Kravitz and Taylor Swift lived together for a period during COVID?
I did see that.
Did you say that?
Oh, I thought you were like pretending like that was your info. Yeah, I said that. Apparently during COVID they like lived in the same like, I don't know if it was like building or somewhere, but they like spent time together, and that's when some of Midnight's came together. Hence why she's on some of the writing
That's
credits.
crazy.
I would have never guessed.
And her writing vigilante shit is crazy because draw the cat eye sharp enough to kill a man, and she's literally
I know.
Catwoman.
Yep.
And, I mean, obviously she has a musical genius for a father, so, but I just had no idea she was
Yeah.
doing anything musically ever. Mm-hmm. That is amazing.
I know. Another show that I'm almost done watching is Sex and the City. But I took a quiz, you guys. of what character I am.
Oh, I'd love to hear.
No, I'm devastated.
Oh. Cat. What's her fucking name?
Charlotte. Which I unfortunately can't disagree with. And that sucks. I don't want to be a fucking uptight bitch, but I kind of maybe am. So that's a bummer.
I think that you're...
A mix between her and Carrie, the two worst ones. Because I am. So, there you have it.
I guess so.
But it's okay. We can't all be Samanthas as much as you want to be. Mm-hmm. I was probably a Samantha when I was, like, really young. Like, very carefree and just, like, LOL. But now I am pretty uptight.
I think you're very...
And, like, particular.
set in your ways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think that that's kind of Charlotte's vibe, is, like, this is the vibe, and it's not going to not be the vibe, no matter what you say.
I just know what I like.
Yeah, and I think Charlotte does, too.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, anywho, that was a bummer. But it did cause some self-reflection.
How long did it take you to take it?
Oh, like 2 minutes on BuzzFeed.
Oh, I'm going to do it right now so we can find out live together.
I bet you're a Samantha.
I think I'm Meredith.
Who the hell is Meredith?
Whatever the redhead's name is. Miranda? Miranda.
Also, I'm sorry, but people that root for Carrie and Big need to be hospitalized immediately. I hate them.
Did you watch both seasons of
The reboot?
And Now We Have It, or whatever the fuck it's called?
No, because I watched the whole series in high school, so I literally forget everything. So now I'm doing that. And then I'm going to watch the movies, then the reboot.
Okay, so I just took it, and I did get Carrie. You probably think you're a Samantha or a Charlotte, but you're actually Carrie, a total Carrie. Try not to overthink your life too much and have some fun. Like, I'm working on it, you dumb fucking bitch.
I hate BuzzFeed.
I feel like there were some questions in there that just, like, determined it. Like, what's your sign? Don't worry about it. Like, don't.
What are their signs?
Exactly. Like, don't tell me that I'm just whoever else is a Gemini. Like, but Carrie gives such Gemini energy. Like, it just is what it is.
For sure.
And I think I want to be a Samantha, and, like, I will be soon. But I have some probably religious trauma holding me back that I'm going to work through, and then I'll be able to be a Samantha.
Okay.
But I really do think I'm Miranda.
I could see you being Miranda for sure.
Like, I just feel like she's
very, like,
such
to the
a bitch.
point.
Yeah, she's so blunt, but she cares so deeply about her friends, and that's why she's a bitch. Mm-hmm. But she's also, like, can see a lot of sides of situations, but still has, like, her opinion on it.
She's my favorite.
Yeah, 100%.
For sure.
I haven't seen Sex and the City in fucking years.
It's
I don't
so
even think I
good.
ever finished it.
I'm obsessed.
But I watched... Oh my God, I can't even... But you know what happens in... What is the show called? And So It Goes? And with that?
And... Yeah. Something like...
What does she always say?
And just like that.
And just like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So... But you know what happens in that.
Well, don't tell me, no.
But you know what happens in that. Like, the main thing that happens in that, right?
Yeah, but I don't want to talk about it.
And that's fine, but I'm just saying, like, I watched 2 episodes of that and physically could not get through it because it was awful.
Oh.
Like, in a gut-wrenchingly sad way.
Oh, I
And
won't
was
be
just
sad.
like,
I hate him.
but, like...
And the actor...
Well, which is why, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think I'll care. And I know it's coming.
That's true. I didn't know, and then I found out thereafter what he had done, like the actor, or said, or whatever. I can't remember anymore. Something racist, sexual assault, right?
Ding ding.
Yeah.
So rest in piss.
Exactly.
And I hate his character so much. So I will not be shedding any tears.
It's almost impossible to not. Like, her acting in that moment is so good that you feel her pain so deeply.
She's probably channeling the fact that this man that she's grown up with is a fucking sexual predator.
Oh, 100% she is. And she took it for real. Like, I was genuinely so distraught by how distraught she was that I was like, this show is too sad. I can't keep watching it. And I stopped.
Well.
So, yeah. And just like that,
And just like that,
I'm a Carrie. Yeah.
I'm glad we settled that.
We should take more of those. And let us know down in the comments if you take BuzzFeed's Which Sex in the City character are you and who you get. Like, genuinely put that in the comments.
You know who I also want to die? No.
Whoa.
I'm so sorry. I don't. You know who I deeply despise and I never knew existed until this week? That TikToker who got car wreck. You know what? Watch the video.
I couldn't watch the whole thing. It was too disturbing. Is his friend okay?
Yeah, his friend, he got some stitches and is fine. But, like, this guy, Jack something, looks a very punchable face, just very typical douchey influencer, never had to work a day in his life vibe. Super young.
Wish it was me.
Yeah, but I don't. I wish I could do that without not
Being
having.
a piece of shit?
Yeah. So basically, his friend's vlogging him. They're driving like this really nice car, but the car's tacky as fuck. Like the design on it, like with all the like spray paint, whatever.
Okay.
Could never afford it. But they hydroplane, crash. They get out of the car. The guy who was driving, who wasn't hurt, got right out. Didn't even realize his friend was still in the car. All these people are coming to help.
Fighting for his life.
Yeah, fighting for his life. He's like blood literally dripping down his face. He goes, "Are you okay?" And then he hands him his phone and he's like, "Keep recording." Then two of their other friends come and
Wait, who hands whose phone?
the guy driving,
Who was fine?
who was fine. Or no, he didn't hand him a phone. He told him, "Keep filming on your phone too." Like he wanted to just keep filming. Then their two other friends come, and the guy, mind you, is still bleeding out of his face, needed stitches, and he tells his other friend who just got there to like pick them up, I guess, film this, make it look good, and it's just really dark and disturbing. He continues filming like in the hospital
Why did that footage surface?
because they were filming content, so he posted it.
Was it live?
They were on live in the first part, and then I think they were also vlogging. So, like, he posted it himself, not
He
thinking...
kept it in, being like...
Because in his mind, it was like, oh, we got in an accident, I totaled my car, like, this is good content.
I just feel like I would cut out the part where I'm saying, keep filming.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he even realizes that he's a fucking piece of shit.
So that's the part where I do have a little bit of empathy for him, is like, his brain is broken. Like, this generation of kids is so deeply, deeply connected to their phones and the content and turning their life into content that it is like disturbing as fuck.
Yeah, and like I could see that, but it was a hard watch, and I have no sympathy.
I won't watch
I have sympathy
it.
for like that aspect
I saw
of
the
it.
vibes and I saw like 10 seconds of it, and I knew based on the caption what was going on, and I was like, I'm not going to be able to handle hearing him say those words. I'm glad the friend was fine though, because in the video the friend looks like he's like fading in and out of consciousness and like really fucked up.
Oh no, he was like standing up and stuff. He just was literally blood.
The second, the clip that I saw, they were still in the car, and the one guy was getting out of the car with his phone, and his friend is in the passenger seat, like.
And he doesn't even realize his friend's in the passenger seat. So he's like, "Oh my god, my fucking car, my fucking car!" Then runs around.
I saw that.
And he's
too.
like, "Oh shit!" Like realizes his friend is still in the car.
Speaking of fucked up people who I have a little bit of empathy for, but not really.
Okay.
So you guys are familiar with my mutual acquaintance who did not come on Chloe's bachelorette trip because of my views on wanting a free Palestine.
Mm-hmm.
Another mutual of mine, and I talked about this on my close friend story, so like if you're on there, sorry, but there is an update, so stay tuned, still watch this part even if you've already heard it. Another mutual who I was best friends with in high school and college, we lived in the same apartment building in college, had a falling out we both ended up going to OU, well, in Athens.
Mm-hmm.
Had a falling out there. I kind of fell out with the whole group of friends. Ironically, over Trump, but like bigger than that, but like that was kind of the root cause. Very bizarre. The mutual friend and I were on the bachelorette trip together. I'm gonna give them names because I can't keep calling them the mutual one and mutual two.
Can we call her bitch another bitch?
No, because I don't feel that way about the other girl. I know that you kind of do, but I don't.
I do.
And especially now, I don't after the update. But
Okay.
I'm gonna call the mutual who we've already spoken about, Sarah, and I'm gonna call the new one, Claire. So Claire and I are on the bachelorette trip together, the one that Sarah chose to not come on. She tells me she's having a pickleball tournament as her birthday party, which I'm thrilled about because I'm loving the vibes.
Yeah, and you needed a little pickle me up. Sorry, I had to.
Because I am still going through something, and I consulted the cards before I came here, and it literally said, still not time, don't do it.
That's okay.
And I'm pissed off because now I'm like, no, I'm not.
I
ready.
still don't think it's a great idea at the
It's
moment.
not. So I'm not gonna.
Not until,
I understand.
yeah. Anywho, stop asking her.
So long away.
Just stop asking, you guys. We'll get to it. It'll be a
Cutting
slow burn.
Most of that out, but
Breadcrumbing it. It's on our Patreon.
that was I was also thinking about with like the parody of a podcast was like we should just start being like that's a Patreon exclusive and
We should.
don't have a Patreon.
That's a funny bit. Let's do it.
really funny. Anywho,
Sorry, some guy was walking by and like I just realized how insane
Public.
we look.
I can't remember where I am. Okay, so I'm so excited because I needed to pickle me ball up or whatever. And I'm also like really touched because Chloe and Taylor are like still in this group. And like when I was still friends with Sarah, like she was in the group. And like all my friends are still friends with these girls that I fell out with. And I always feel like so left out. It's very upsetting to me.
For sure.
And we had such a good time on the bachelorette trip, like you can't even imagine.
Totally.
And I was so excited to like rekindle some of these friendships. I was so touched to be invited to the party. And again, it was just genuinely so excited. Because it's also like all my friends from like middle school and high school that I never see anymore.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Also, one of the funniest
My
things.
6th grade boyfriend, what are you up to?
I don't doubt that you were excited, but it's funny to hear you say that because like the day before you were like in our group chat. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I did forget about it, but in like I was like, oh my god, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Right.
Like I did genuinely forget about it, but and then I realized like, wait, she never like gave me any details about it. So I text her, and she like doesn't answer. I almost jokingly texted our group chat and said like, I fear I've been uninvited to this party. Like she's not answering. Lo and behold.
She was uninvited to the party.
She texted me back. She said, hey, I've been torn on this, but Sarah and her boyfriend RSVP'd weeks ago, and I know you don't care about the beef, but they've been trying to hang out with me for a while. I feel so bad that I even have to send this text. I'm really sorry. I had a really good time with you at Chloe's batch. I said, damn, that is so upsetting. I would never even think of that crying emoji. You're fine. Don't worry about it. I'm really sorry you had to send this text. I had the best time with you, and I'm glad you're back, and we'll hang out again soon. Because, like, in my wildest dreams, I never even, like, it never crossed my mind that Sarah would be at this party and that I would need to, like, have anxiety about it or anything. Like, I was just like, what? Like, I was so taken aback. And so I ended up, like, posting to close friends about it, and I was just like, what the absolute fuck? Are you literally kidding me?
So, for our viewers, and for me also, Sarah told her not to invite you.
That's the update.
Got it. Because here's my thing. When I saw your close friend story, I do not have sympathy for, what are we calling her?
Claire.
Claire. Because, I'm sorry, I have a big group of girlfriends. Sometimes they butt heads and don't get along. Not to that extent, but, like, there is no reality in which I invited both parties to my birthday party, and one of them is like, I don't want the other person to be there, or I would be like, they might be uncomfortable. Like, I would never uninvite someone. That is so rude. I would be like, you need to just be civil or just simply don't talk. So I do get that it's an awkward position for her to be in, and that does suck, but
I totally understand that perspective.
I would never uninvite you.
And I appreciate that. I totally understand that perspective, but from my perspective, me and Claire are not close. We haven't hung out in like
I don't care if she
8
invited
years.
you.
And I did find out that she invited them first and they RSVP'd. And I totally get what you're saying. I think that the fact that Claire and I are so not close anymore, and she is still good friends with Sarah, that it's like...
I still would never.
I get it. And I understand that. And there are people who feel that way. And, like, that's fine. I also know that she is, like, a super non-confrontational person. She has a lot of anxiety about these type of things. Like, I don't know.
Not enough to not do it.
I feel her. I was salty, but I wasn't salty with her.
Which is fair. I'm not saying you should have, like, been mad at her necessarily. But I'm just saying I literally would never do that.
For sure.
And I don't think a lot of people would.
I can't even think of anyone to give you an example of, like, in your life, your proximity to them, like me and Claire.
Yeah, just like a random friend that I used to be really close with, but I'm not because we had a falling out.
And haven't seen them in, like, 6 years.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Exactly. And then someone who you are still friends with and have seen recently hates that person.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, what's the update?
So then Chloe ended up calling Sarah. Well, mind you, her and Tay both watched my close friend story and was like, damn, this makes me really sad. Like, I love you. Like, and Chloe was like, do you want me to get to the bottom of this? Like, I need to know what happened. And I was like, yeah, I absolutely want you to get to the bottom of this just because, like, I have to know what happened here. But I really want you to wait until after Claire's birthday because I don't want this to affect her celebration at all. Like, I do not want to be a topic of conversation at the party either. Like,
Totally.
Just wait until it's over because, like, I don't have any ill will towards her. I don't want this to, like, be a source of drama at her birthday. Like, that's so stupid. Because, again, like, this one-sided beef with me and Sarah that she has with me is so asinine to me. Like, I totally understand your beliefs and where you're coming from and why you hate me. Like, well, I don't understand why you hate me, but I understand why you hate my ideology. But, like, to be doing all this over this to me is, like, mind-boggling.
And
like,
if I was Chloe, I wouldn't even be friends with her anymore either for not coming to my bachelorette party because of that.
None of them should be friends with her, but that's a topic for another day.
Whatever.
I literally can't think about it or I'll spiral. But, so, yeah. She ends up calling me, like, an hour later and is like, I called Sarah, I got to the bottom of it. And I was like, Chloe, I literally told you not to do that. And, like, a little bit of backstory for Sarah is, like, she has crazy anxiety that, like, she needs to be, like, seeking help for constantly. Like,
Probably
needs to be,
is.
like, what?
Nothing.
What'd you say?
I'm sorry. We can't say that. Cut that out.
And, like, just the way that she is, like, she would have never been able to not bring it up. Like, it's compulsory for her. And I'm just like, oh my God, why did you do that? Like, she's never going to survive this. So anyway, she was like, she did not tell Claire to not invite you. She didn't even know that this was happening. And I said, okay, interesting, whatever.
Well, that makes me more stand by what I said.
I understand. So then Taylor arrives to the party early and she goes up to Claire and she's like, hey, like, I just need to know, like, what happened.
Which I guess you didn't tell Tay not to say anything. But, like,
But,
guys,
like,
come
girls,
on.
Can we have some decorum?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, show some couth. Mm-hmm. It's her birthday party. If one of you, I'm sorry, I love you guys and I love that you were just trying to have
Tay
my
does
back.
not watch this.
That's true. She did watch the last one because she was in it.
Yeah.
I love you guys. I love you, Chloe. But, like, calling Sarah, not that bad. If one of you bitches came up to me at my own birthday party that I arrived early to, like, start setting up, and while I'm setting up my birthday party, you're asking me about this shit, I would freak the fuck out. But again, appreciate.
And that's a good friend, though.
Exactly. Like,
But it's also, like, girls.
girls.
I would die for them.
I would die for them. Exactly. And love you down. Like, really appreciate the loyalty and support.
Down.
But, like, wow. Yeah, so she was like, Taylor, like, I woke up. It woke me up out of my sleep last night.
I'm sorry.
I feel sad about that.
I don't.
I do.
If it woke you out of your sleep, the right thing to do is include everyone.
Maybe.
Kumbaya that shit.
She was just like, I was having such bad anxiety about it for weeks, months. Like, I just didn't know what to do. I just
Months is crazy.
thought that would be the best scenario. Yeah, I guess it was.
Well,
1
you
month.
thought wrong. Taylor. Not Taylor. What were we calling her?
Claire.
Claire.
Anyway, so then, yeah, she got to the bottom of it, whatever. It wasn't on Sarah. Then later, they're at the bar. Drunk at this point.
For sure.
I don't think Taylor was. And Taylor calls me after and, like, tells me all this. Sarah, at one point, when she's like, I think Tay was leaving or something, was like, can I just say? And she said, her and at the same time both go, no. Apparently she wasn't going to say anything about this. She was going to say, like, I miss you and we should hang out.
That's so funny.
But they ended up talking about it anyway.
For sure.
And Taylor said she was, like, being, like, rude to her. She was just like, I didn't know, da-da-da-da. And Taylor was just like, but, like, you know that Claire did this because of you. Like, you're not just like, oh, I have no idea why this happened. Like, and which I did not remember this part at all. But Taylor, Claire, and Sarah drove up to Columbus together for one of their friends' something. Mm-hmm. And in the car, she brought it up, which Claire told Taylor afterwards that Sarah had already brought it up to her. And she specifically said, do not bring this up in front of Taylor. Do not talk about this in front of Taylor.
Why? Because they're best friends.
Brought it up twice on the drive up there.
Can't help herself.
And, like, Taylor said, like, the first words out of her mouth were, like, why would you talk to me about this? Why?
Yeah.
Like, why? What do you want me to do? What do you, like, what?
What do you want me to say?
Literally. And Claire told Taylor that if she ever sees me, she would punch me in the face. And that, like, she's told multiple people, like, she can never be around me again. Like, that's what she's told
She needs
Chloe.
to
That's
chill
what
her
she told Claire. Like, literally that she cannot be around me. That is the last time that her and Claire have spoken about this. So, like, Claire's under the impression that if I show up to this party, it's going to be a fucking nightmare. And so
Yeah.
Taylor's like,
Yeah.
this is because of what you told her. She said it, like, multiple times. Like, this is a direct response to what you said about the situation. Sarah, because then Sarah's trying to act like, I'm fine with Erin. I could totally be in the same room as her. I don't care at all. I just don't want to do, like, overnights with her. Which I thought was a crazy stipulation.
Wow.
Like, obviously that makes sense, but what a funny ass thing to say. Like,
I just don't want to do overnight. I don't want to do overnights with you, Sarah Bear.
oh my God. But yeah, it's just crazy because, like, on the bachelorette party, like, I did not bring it up one fucking time. Like, we never spoke about the fact that she wasn't there.
Oh,
like,
I would have.
We never spoke
I would have got
about
drunk
the
and be
beef.
like, isn't it crazy that Sarah didn't come?
And I didn't because I'm so fucking mature. Like,
yeah, for sure.
I'm not in the business of engaging in this one-sided beef with you. Although I am dragging you on my podcast week after week.
Well,
twice.
What can you do? It's our podcast.
It's our podcast and not yours. Anyway, so yeah, it just turned into, like, a whole thing, and Claire was just kind of like, I feel so fucking awful. Like, I feel like I made the wrong decision. I know I made the wrong decision. Like,
For sure.
I feel so fucking bad. She was so nice in her text back to me. Like, this just is so fucked up, and yeah.
Well, she'll get over it, I guess.
And I think Taylor, like, told Sarah to, like, shut up at one point or something. I don't know. But, like, again, love you guys, boots. But, but yeah, that's the update. And, like, fuck Sarah. Because, like, until this, I was totally fine to be in the same room as her. And it was a one-sided beef.
Oh,
and
for
now
sure.
I'm just like, don't act fucking innocent like you're not the direct cause of why I got uninvited just because you didn't tell her to not invite me. Mm-hmm. You told her you would punch me in the face if you saw me and physically can't stand to be around me. Because of an away message on Instagram. So that's the update. When I was a kid, I used to have this thing where, like, if I got really worked up, I would start to lose feeling in my face and my hands and my chest, and it's actually been starting to resurface lately, and it's happening right now.
Can you feel that?
Yeah, it just starts, like, tingling, and
Oh,
sometimes
yeah.
I
I
lose
feel like that's
control of
normal.
my mouth and my eyes. It used to happen when I would cry, like hyperventilate, when I would have sex, hyperventilate, And when I would, your face was
Sorry.
crazy. And if I've ever passed out when I come back to, it's like happening.
That one makes the most sense. I would
Yeah,
say.
but it's like,
Oh. Well, she sucks, so let's try to get that feeling back in your face.
I don't even think it's about like getting emotionally worked up. It's about like the breathing of it. Like I was just like talking too much and like emoting.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I've accidentally called another person Sarah on this podcast as an alias. So, not to be confused with that other Sarah who was drunk in the bathroom at Taylor's birthday party, who I love so much and would never do this.
Boots. Her sister is not.
That was Sally.
Oh,
Sarah
yeah,
was the
you're right.
other girl in the bathroom who I love.
The one who was crying over a man. There have been a lot of girls in
Jaden
bathrooms.
Downs.
Oh, word. Okay. Speaking of things I love, I started a new collection. So I collect
Creepy
Winnie the
dolls?
Pooh's. No.
Oh.
You guys, okay. Let me touch on this. My sweet beloved deceased grandmother collected like little porcelain dolls.
Love it. Mine did too.
Well, I took some from my mom, like when my grandma passed away, and I got them like recently. And I put some out in my apartment. There's like a lot of Shirley Temples. There's like ones of like Jack and Jill with a little pail. Anyone that's ever seen them has just been like, those are creepy as fuck. And I'm
Of
just like,
course.
so I leaned into it. So I put them all out for my Halloween decorations. But to me, they're
They are
not
scary.
They are scary, but like to me, it's like sentimental because my
For
grandma
sure.
would have cases of them. But I will say, when I was a child, they were creepy to me. So
Still are.
two things can be true.
Yeah. My great grandma did the same thing. And my grandma is always trying to like pawn off her belongings as if she's going to die tomorrow. She's been doing it for like 10 years and is always like just purging her closet or like whatever. She's always trying to pawn off sentimental items to us. And I'm just like, just keep that, girl. Like, you're not dying.
She's probably just like,
She's like in the prime of her life.
she's
still
probably
playing
just like,
pickleball.
I got my use out of this. I'm going to pass it on while I can.
One of them being my great grandmother's porcelain dolls, which are terrifying.
Yeah, I can't
And
see you wanting
she
those.
kept being like, who wants these? And I'm like, I really do, because I don't think these are. That's the thing, is it's either someone in the family take these or I'm throwing them away.
I'm giving.
Instead of just keeping them until she passes away.
I'm keeping a few of mine. I'm giving the rest to Kelsey Linder to make some like art with.
I love that.
And she was into it, so.
But
it's
I
under.
like, she was shoving this one doll down our fucking throats one time, and I was like, I just like can't in good faith keep that in my home. Like, I know myself, I will be scared.
For sure.
Especially if it's a dead person's belonging and it's already creepy. I can't.
I'm gonna go home and
But
see.
don't throw
all
it
of them.
away. It's so annoying. She's like, it's crazy the way that she does that. But
Well,
anyway.
I have a new collection that I've started, and it started almost accidental. So
And it's not the dolls.
it's not the dolls.
Okay.
No.
That was just an aside.
You brought that up, so I had to
Exactly.
touch on that. So when I was at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I found this really cool set of playing cards.
Cute.
And they're Beatles. I'll show. Yellow submarine cards. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have a thing. When I was in Asheville, I found a really cool set of playing cards that were like not Asheville themed, but like pirate themed, and they're really cool. They look all like dirty with like whatever. And then when I was in New Orleans, I was trying to find Levi like a little souvenir. I was like, oh, I'll get him a deck of cards that I found with like little skulls, like New Orleans vibes, because like we always play card games. But then I was like, I ended up finding him something else. So I was
keep
like,
the cards.
I was like, wait, what if I just start?
onto something.
I'm onto something.
Yeah, I
So
love this.
Now I'm collecting cards.
This is my favorite thing that anyone's ever collected.
And Levi and I have been playing Beat the Box.
What's that?
It's really easy. We're going to do it.
I used to collect snow globes everywhere I went, and I stopped.
You should bring that back. That's really cute. Do you still have them?
I have most of them at my mom's. I do have some of them, but it just became that item specifically is too much of a hassle every time I have to move. 'Cause they're
Glass
fucking
everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've never broken one while moving, but My favorite one is my dad got me one from Phoenix once. I think I've said this on here before.
Maybe.
But it's a Arizona snowman, and it's just all the pieces of a snowman floating around in water.
That's hilarious. Arizona snowman.
Maybe it was Phoenix because there actually is like snow in Arizona and mountains.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
there is.
Okay. I believe you.
Well, what's beautiful is on the drive from Phoenix to Flagstaff, which is where the Grand Canyon is, you're like in the desert and it's hot as fuck. And you're driving towards snow-capped mountains, and it's like the craziest.
That's how like Vegas is.
Yes,
And Utah.
I love it.
Okay, so Libra and I have been playing Beat the Box, and we've played over 100 rounds, and we've only beat it twice. But when I play with literally anyone else, I beat it every time. So you set up. Oh, this is actually a great hand so far.
I can't believe this.
And aren't the cards so cool?
Yes.
Okay,
Just so you guys know, did you shuffle these?
so much. This is a great deal.
You just pulled out 2 queens in a row.
Yeah, that's really good for us.
Okay.
We take turns back and forth, and we point to one or like say like higher than 2 or lower than queen, and say like what we think this one's gonna be. So like if I said higher than 2, I'll start. It is, so we keep it. If I was wrong, that deck is out, and you have to beat the box, get rid of all of these cards before these are out.
This is gonna take an hour.
No, it takes like literally 2 minutes. Unless
Higher than 2.
lower than king.
Lower than queen.
Nice. Higher than 3.
These are dangerously close.
Oh,
they can't see the cards.
Leave and I
also
lose
am
every
gonna
time.
have to
It's
cut.
crazy.
God, I don't want to do the 9s. Lower than jack.
Well, you would do lower than queen because that's higher.
Lower than queen.
You know what I mean? Well, it was higher. So that,
Aces are high.
yeah,
They can't just be low.
they're not. No, aces are high, and if you get like if you say lower than jack and it's a jack, out. It's so hard. I'm going higher than 4.
Lower than queen.
Higher than 2. Nice.
Lower than ace.
Oh.
Are you kidding?
It was an ace. That's the worst when that happens. Because, like, what are the odds? 1 out of 4, literally.
1 out of 4.
There's 4 aces.
But the odds of
Oh, wait, yeah,
it's
sorry.
way higher
I wasn't very
or
good
way
at
lower.
that. Higher than 4. Great. It was a 4.
Lower than jack.
Like, it's, like, dumb to do lower than one that
I
has a
understand.
lower one. Okay.
Cool. It was a queen.
Lower than jack.
Lower than 10. That's
was it?
insane. It was a 10. This is happening too often.
Yeah, maybe it's not Levi, and it's just me. Higher than 8. Okay. It was a 7 of hearts, my favorite card.
Lower than 9.
Nice. High. I'm going to say lower than 6. Cool. Shouldn't have.
Why wouldn't you just do a 9? Either way, you probably would have said
Did I say
lower.
lower? Mm-hmm. I thought they were all the same.
Lower than 9. I feel like there are not, like, we had a lot of jacks, aces, and
So they're all going to
queens
be
and
within
kings.
like 6, 7, 8.
There's like 2 aces left, 3 aces left, 1 ace left. 2
Higher than-
kings left.
I'm saying
1
higher.
queen.
Higher than 5. Nice.
Lower than king.
Nice. Lower than 10.
Higher than 5.
Nice. Lower than ace. That's where it's tricky.
Higher than 6.
Okay. I'm going to go lower than 7. It was a 6, you guys.
Lower than 9.
We're not going to beat the box. It's so hard. Higher than 6. Okay.
Lower than 10.
Higher than 3. Annoying.
We didn't beat the box.
So anyway, I'm collecting cards now because it's just a fun little thing. And like when I play card games with people, I can be like, pick a deck.
I know, I love that.
And my sister's friend Jack.
And you can do magic tricks with them if you can imagine.
I can.
We can all dream.
My sister's friend Jack, not to be confused with her fiance Jack, told me, because I was telling them about this, that I should take a Joker from every deck and like make a little frame with all of them, like all the cool decks.
Incredible idea.
Love you. So
Absolutely amazing.
just a fun, cute little thing that I'm doing now.
So cute. I would love to live in a world where you knew so many card tricks and could do them.
I used to do the one. I need to ask my cousin Shane. He's the one who taught me. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I think that runs me out of my topics for real.
I have 2 more, and I'm not really sure how to bridge to them. One is just a fun little update from last week.
Okay.
I did text my favorite ex about the fact that he ghosted me when I sent him the podcast.
You did?
Yeah.
Did he ghost you again?
Yes. I sent him a text a week later that said, like, so real with a crying emoji.
He didn't reply?
No. And now I'm like,
I'm over him.
okay.
I have to pee. So sorry.
Like, weird of him.
It's rude.
Yeah.
How are you going to support his brand and he's not even going to reply?
And I wish I never took that stupid fucking survey.
No. I'll take it and fuck up the data. That is so rude.
I agree.
Ew, I hate that.
And hurtful.
For sure.
Fuck you to my favorite ex. You're not my favorite ex anymore.
Who is I fear now? Who got bumped up? Because my favorite ex is going to have to be promoted soon too, because my favorite ex is about to
Die.
in a hurricane.
Yeah.
No, he's not. Knock on wood. That's fucked up.
This is
I
not
hope-
wood, baby. Those are.
I hope he's okay.
I do too. I can't even understand not. But my new favorite ex, that's such a good question that I'm going to have to, like, maybe think about and come back to you.
Okay. I know who it's not.
Me too. I think it's probably, like, an ex who wasn't really an ex, but he's my ex.
Girl, they are really exes.
All of them are. You're all my exes.
If I ever felt any type of way towards you, ex.
Yeah.
I fear you were going to keep talking. But that brings me to a topic that I forgot about.
No, I'm over that. But I will say it's probably now.
Yeah.
But he's such a douchebag.
Yeah.
And he has, like, a
But not as
fiance.
douchey as never replying to really funny, nice stuff.
Here's my saving grace for him, though.
We're
I
defending
invited him to my birthday party, and he didn't reply for, like, a week or 2. And then was like, I'm so sorry, like, my dad was in the hospital, and, like, he's really not doing well. And his parents have always
my
been
God.
older, so I feel like sometimes when he doesn't reply, I'm like, maybe he's going through something. But he's only ever not replied twice. So not hopefully, but, like.
Hopefully his dad is not doing well, is what you're saying.
No, I really hope he's doing okay.
I never have to worry about that with my exes because
Because they're all dead.
Because no man I've ever dated has had a dad. Isn't that no ex I've literally ever had? Some of them were like out of their lives, but also dead. It's weird.
You,
and
like,
the first
have to.
I don't know this,
explore
but
that.
I don't know this before I get to know people.
I know, but, like, there's something to that needs to be explored with a psychotherapist.
Maybe my dad is just so amazing that like I'm finding people that like my dad can be like also their dad.
Definitely giving savior complex on some level. Not savior complex.
I don't choose these men knowing like I didn't know that most of them didn't have a dad until like
But you're not already in love with them when you find out. I mean, you are in your version of in love, but
that's
like,
what I'm saying.
But it's soon enough into it that like I do feel like you have like a
I don't think I have
wanna
anything.
help you out vibe.
No. I really don't think that. I don't think the
100%
dead
you
dads have
do.
anything to do with me. I think it's a weird coincidence.
I don't know. I don't know if my theory is correct, but
I don't
like
think
I do
so.
think there's something to it.
No.
That's beyond a coincidence. It's like insane.
Is it? Jason's dad was not in his life very much. I think same with Michael's, but not dead. Ken's dad,
Dead.
dead.
Crazy. What's your next topic? Interesting.
Anyway, just cut all that.
True.
But yeah, they're all dead. Rest in peace.
I think I have to cut that. Not all of it.
Yeah, we'll edit it to make it not look like we're psychopaths.
Yeah, I'll do my best. That's probably the hardest part of my job. It's not look like psychopath. Speaking of psychopaths, my final topic. this person's not a psychopath. That was the only segue I could think of. I have to tell you just the craziest, funniest story that happened to me last week.
Yay.
So I'm going through what I'm going through, yeah?
Stop asking.
I decide to go have a little midday brunch
You're
with the volleyball friends.
Oh, yeah, I saw.
Yeah.
And you told me.
Yeah. And kind of spur of the moment, like night before, like 1:30 a.m. We're like, so meet at Taste of Belgium at 11:30. Yeah. I get there at 12:15. Whatever.
For sure.
They all got there late too. I arrive. They've already been there. They did arrive late, but they've already been there for like 15, 20 minutes, I'd say.
Okay.
They have a pitcher of mimosas. Jake has a dirty chai, and like no one else has anything else.
I can't even imagine where this is going.
You could never imagine where this is going. It's insane.
Okay.
Right away, they tell me like, by the way, like I think our server has like a touch of the tism, or like something's going on with him. We can't really like figure out the vibes, but like it's just been, things have been taking a while, and like his demeanor is just very interesting. Like his social interactions are interesting. And I'm
Okay.
like, cool, can't wait, love the vibes. I get there, I order a coffee, and like we're like mid, like other people are trying to order things, and he goes, I'll go make that for you right now, and just like leaves the table for like 10 to 12 minutes. Like it takes him a really long time.
Okay.
Comes back, best latte I've literally ever had in my life. I'm not kidding you.
So maybe.
It was a mocha latte too, which I don't even like. Like I'm not into chocolate in my lattes. And it tasted like chocolate milk with like coffee, and it was just so delicious. Comes back, people start, you know, trying to order other things. Jake is like, can I just get a drip coffee? I'll be right back. I'll go get it for you. Gone another 10 minutes. Comes back, starts to take Jake's order. While he's taking his order, and mind you, like the conversation we're having in between everything is like insane. Like he's lingering in conversation for too long without like moving on to the next task as a server.
Okay.
Like there's no like, anyway, what can I get for you? Like it's just like we're chit-chatting at the table, and we're all just like, so do you want us to tell you what we want, or like what's happening? And he like at one point he's like telling us just things about his life, and is like, guys, I really needed this. Like I probably needed this more than you guys needed this. Like I recently lost all my friends, like whatever. And we were just like,
He needed this?
yeah.
So he loved you guys.
For us to come, oh, he loved it, and we loved him, don't get me wrong, but it was just all like
Yeah.
a lot.
No, for sure.
So Jake's starting to put his order in. Then we move on to Luis. Luis is putting his order in. And then he says, in between that, I look at him, and I should have never done this. I say, by the way, this is like one of the best lattes I've ever had in my life. Like you did so good. And he's like, I've worked here for 4 years. I started as a barista. Just starts going and going. And then Luis is like about to order, and he's like, oh, I think I want one. And I'm like, why don't you taste mine? See if you want it. Loved it, and is like, I'll take one of those as well. Stops everything he's doing, is like, I'll go make that right now. And we're all like, no, please.
Oh my god.
Obviously gone for another 10 minutes. Maybe even longer that time. That one was probably like 15 minutes.
What?
Mind you, I find out later, before I got there, it was just Ben, Jonathan, and Michael. And they had put in like...
Jonathan and Michael's crazy. Those are the names of my fish.
I know.
I know.
Okay.
Is that who you were talking about when we brought that up?
Yeah.
Okay, word.
They order like the mimosas, and then Ben's like about to order his drink, and the guy goes, hey, do you guys mind if I just go smoke a cigarette before the rest of your party gets here? And Ben's just like, can I get a drink first, or like what? It was just,
This is insane.
it's
He's worked
so
there for
insane.
4 years.
Yes. Which honestly adds to the lore and makes things even weirder, but we'll get there. So he goes and makes Luis's coffee, comes back, tells us like some weird thing about like the putting the order in little handheld thing. Doesn't have it, even though he's had it for the entire duration that we've been there. Now doesn't have it, and is like, so I'm just gonna like do my best and like take your orders.
So I'm just gonna do my best is crazy.
So Jake orders again. I start to order and I go, do you need the toast? Which is the thing. And he starts telling me about their homemade ciabatta. And I was just like, that's not what I meant by toast. But like, totally. Takes all of our orders from memory. We all know he's not retaining any of it, like at all. Leaves, goes and gets the toast, comes back, takes all of our orders again. And at one point, someone asked for something while he was doing it, and he stopped. Like, it was fucking insane. And one of the times he left, I looked at everyone at the table, and I said, no one talk when he comes back.
No, for
Place
real.
your order. No chit-chat. We cannot distract him. We've been there for like 40, I'm dead serious, like 45 minutes with nothing to show for it. Like some drinks.
Yeah.
So then we finally get our fucking orders placed. Mm-hmm. We ask him for more water. And it's like one of those pitchers on the table. Picks it up, takes it. We never see him again.
I'm sorry.
We never see Benji again. And so at one point, there's like the managers walking by. Mind you, they're interviewing someone when we get there, and like she's training someone on bar. Like this restaurant's like going to shit as we speak or something.
Yeah.
The manager walks by, and I'm like, one of you please get her. I need water so bad. Like, and they ask her for the water, and we had ordered a pitcher of mimosas, like an additional one. He left, so never showed up. The manager brings us that and is like, is there anything else I can get for you? We're like, no, like, what? And then we get a new server named Cassie. And she's just like, hey guys, I'm going to be helping you. Like, is there anything you guys need?
Maybe he was having like a breakdown. I'm
So we're
sad.
like,
Benji.
We're literally like, where's Benji? And she's like, he had to go home. Just like, yeah, he had to go home. And we were just like, okay, like
I have so many theories.
What? We have so many theories. And he genuinely never returned, and Cassie was our server, and she took care of us. Mind you, the food comes out, it's all wrong. Like, it's not all wrong, but like...
Not.
There was a whole additional meal that no one ordered that just like arrived to our table. We're just like talking to her, and I'm like telling them too, I'm like, you guys, I think he was like on drugs or like having a nervous break because
Those are my two big
he's
theories.
worked here for 4 years. Like, there's no way that he'd be doing this.
Maybe you guys made
with
him
every
nervous
table.
because you guys are so hot.
It was so far beyond that.
Oh.
I think he was on drugs. Like,
I'm sure he was on
his
drugs.
behavior paired with what was happening.
He was probably tripping balls.
Yeah. And he's like leaving mid-shift to smoke cigarettes. And now looking back, I'm thinking every time he was gone for so long, he was going to like chain smoke cigarettes. Like, because then at one point we see him walk by.
Without doing the task.
In
that
his
he-
street clothes. No. He's like out after he had left the restaurant.
Oh.
Like 20 minutes after, she's like, I'm your new server. We see him walk by smoking a cigarette. He has like a little grocery bag from like a little corner store. He's in his plain clothes. And I asked the girl, I'm like, oh my God, we just saw him walk by. And I was like, does he live around here? And she was like, no, he lives in Northside. And I'm like, what's he doing? Like, it was just so insane. And Benji, I hope you're okay.
I hope he's okay too.
But that was like the craziest brunch experience. I can't believe that he was just gone with the wind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's happened to me before. Like, hey, your server had to go. Or one time when I worked at Tellers, this girl fought someone. I forget what she looks like or what her name was, but I loved her. We were besties. Mm-hmm. And then she flipped out on someone and then had to go. And I had to be like, hey, guys. Everyone saw it. And I was like, hey, guys, I'm Bobby. I'm going to be taking over, and I won't fight you.
I wish we had seen it, whatever it was, so that we could know, because
I
there's
wish I could remember her.
so many questions left unanswered.
I hope Benji's okay. We need to go back.
It's Taste of Belgium, though, and I'll never go back there again. It was so mid. Like, when they picked it...
I went there once. I hated the
Me
food.
too. It's so expensive, such small portions, and super mid.
Allegedly, about like 5 years ago, they switched management or something,
Yeah.
and that's when their food went bad.
100%. Well, I never liked it. I had it like 10 years ago, and I got the chicken and waffle, and it was like
That's what I got.
this big
It was so
with
bad.
a side of like arugula.
And the chicken was dry, I bet.
Yeah.
'Cause that's how mine was.
Yeah. And the flavor was really good. But, like, first of all, I don't know if you know anything about Belgian waffles, but they're not like that. So I never understood the concept of the restaurant.
It's like a taste of Belgium, but not actually.
Literally, like, just a little hint of, like, some Belgium shit in there.
Yeah,
But, like,
but not really.
very weird restaurant. And when we got there, I was like, yeah, I'm surprised you guys picked this place. Like, I always hated it. Like, it's whatever. And then we get done with the meal and everyone's just, like, moderately unsatisfied. And I'm like, yeah, we're never coming back here. Like,
Totally.
I forgot. It got so bad while we were ordering that we were like, should we just pay for these drinks and go get brunch somewhere else? Like, I was literally looking up brunch places we could walk to because I was like, we were there for 3 fucking hours.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And I'm just like, I don't know if we're ever going to get our food, ever.
Unless I am drinking, which I assume most of them were, maybe you too. Like, then I can stay somewhere for a while, but, like, if I'm hungry, like, I don't have time for bed.
If we had gotten apps or we were picking at things or we weren't hungry and we were just chilling and we weren't actively trying to order, by all means. But we were all hungry and trying to order. Mm-hmm. And we did hang out for like 45 minutes before we ordered. So
yeah,
it was just a lot. Anyway, I think that's going to do it. I'm out of topics. We've been filming for God only knows how long.
Totally.
And thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share. We will see you in the next one.
Bye.